All right, everyone, welcome to another beautiful time on the African Portal Radio TV International. I really thank every one of you connecting to this broadcast this hour. We've been talking about it, and finally, we are here to make it happen. I have Fundisiwe Dlamini with me in the studio that we are going to be doing this together. This is a great month, July, and we are celebrating it. Is time we tag it as the Entrepreneur Month, and also we want to engage her to share her experience as one of the great women of our time, doing well in UK, South Africa, born, based in UK, and everybody have been calling me. I've been receiving a lot of calls, especially from South Africa, giving kudos to the great work she's doing, and I'm so excited about it. Fundi, it's a great pleasure having you back on the African Portal Radio TV International. Kindly go ahead and introduce yourself to the listeners at home.
Oh my God, thank you very much. Can you hear me on your side, Joshua?
Yeah, definitely we can hear you clearly.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you once again for having me back in your channel. I would like to greet everybody, especially your listeners and people who have come and voted to hear what I will be talking about today. I would say good afternoon, everybody, as I know that I'm in the UK, so I believe in South Africa, we're just, our difference is just 1 hour. So it's good afternoon. For those who are in US, good morning. Anybody who is around the world, I'm greeting you. And thank you very much for having me.
All right, there is it. Welcome, Mrs. and Miss World of Africa in England. Tell us about this. What is this all about? And why are you doing what you are doing at this stage?
So my name is Fundisiwe. For those who don't know me, my name is Fundisiwe Dlamini, and I am one of the finalists for Mrs. Africa UK pageant 2025. So basically, it is a pageant whereby we gather all the African countries in the diaspora, and we are saying that we are strengthening Africa as it is, and we're coming together. And so what I like is that the pageant is not only about the pageant, but it's not only about the beauty, the shape, the tone, or how you look, how intelligent you can be, but it also involves the empowerment, which is the most important thing that I like the program that they have. So it's just to empower us as African in a diaspora, and that we can plow back to Africa as well.
Wow, I love that. And the reason is that you are actually working towards something that will give back to Africa. So how are you giving back to Africa? What does this have to do with Africa, with South Africa, with Zululand, where you came from?
So very interestingly so, Joshua, the program that we're talking about working in charity. So charity is one of the activities that you have to be involved and you have to also lead through with the competition, if I would say, but with the pageant, because it's not a competition, everybody's a winner there. But then you have to specifically have a charity that you're working on, and it can be in the diaspora, it can be anywhere around the world, but mostly it will preferably be Africa, because that's when we're saying we are the children of Africa, and we want to make means of making sure that Africa is strengthened and Africa is being seen and being helped. So
Wow.
basically, on the charity, you can also choose a charity anywhere in Africa. It shouldn't be specifically be South Africa. I can choose to go to Congo. I can choose to go to Kenya in order to engage with the charities and plow it back, and the fundraising, taking it back to Africa.
Interesting. So where in Africa you do your own give out or your own charity? Where in Africa?
So basically, at this point, because I believe that the person who's going to be crowned as Mrs. Africa UK is the one who will decide. But at this point, I'm working with the organization which I've been working with it or volunteer with it, which is in my church, is in UK, but it's also based on the community, Black community, if I may say, but it's a mix. It's like a diaspora community. Most of our kids are from there. But I know the charities that I will be going if I will go to South Africa. I've got Arms in the Hand. That's one of the charities. And Kulisa, which is one of the charity that has put me to all the stages and gave me all these trainings, and it has groomed me to what I am now.
Wow, wow, wow. I love that. I love that. But I just want us to quickly do something while we are here on the live broadcast here in South Africa. This is African Portal Radio TV International Committee. You're live on the red from Waterkloof here in Pretoria, South Africa. I have with me Fundisiwe Dlamini, live on the red. She's born here in South Africa, but based in UK, and she is live to tell us about her achievements and what she is doing currently, Miss and Mrs. Africa in UK, and she's doing great in Africa. She also doing great in diaspora. I just want you to please do me a favor. I just want you to greet everybody in South Africa in your whole local language in South Africa, so that they will know that you don't lose the tone and you don't lose the language. Please greet everyone in South Africa.
Okay. Do I have to say all the 11 official languages?
If you feel like, if you don't, you can just say the one you remember.
Right. I would say Sanibonani, Molweni, Goeiemiddag, I think, and good afternoon, and Rialocha, and Absheni, Enda, and and I think what else do we have? Probably.
I think you really try. The judges are listening to you. I think you really try, and she managed to mention 5 or 6 of them. So, but in any ways, we welcome you back to South Africa. You are in England, but right now we are in South Africa together with you to talk about the great project you are doing in UK. I know it's very hot in UK, but it's very cold in South Africa.
I am so sorry. It's boiling in here. Apparently, we've got a heat wave. So it's unbelievable. It's more like Africa, but just bear with me. You see me making some fun. Please know
I think we need to give you some code, because it's very cold here in South Africa right now. So maybe we should set some code to that direction while you set some pots here in Africa.
The funny part is people have been complaining about the heat wave, but I've been saying, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not complaining. Because obviously I'm from that country where it can be really hot. So unfortunately, some people are like, oh God, it's so hot, I can't stand it. It's just that I happen to be here on the channel, so that is why it's boiling. It's boiling. I'm indoors as well.
Okay, all right, everyone, you see that. You can be complaining in South Africa that is very cold. So if you are complaining, you can board a flight and go to UK. It's very hot in UK, so that you can get some hot in UK and come back to South Africa. And also, if you are in UK, you are feeling cold, you can come to South Africa to come and feel some. And you're feeling hot, come to South Africa to come and get some cold. It's cold here. It's freezing cold here in South Africa. From Cape Town down to Johannesburg is living cold here. You have to come to Africa to come and see the beauty of Africa. That is what we are selling. Africa is great, and we have a good weather. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it's hot. But not in Cape Town. In Cape Town, you can experience fall weather in less than 24 hours. Because I was in Cape Town and I was surprised. It's in the morning it's very cold. In the afternoon it's a bit sunny. Then later in the evening it becomes very cold and the snow is coming down. I was like, what is going on here? So that is Africa for you.
And
but exactly. But that is just by the way. How excited are you about this great work you are doing at the moment? How excited are you about it?
Oh my God, Joshua, I am so excited about this. And I think one thing that has pulled me to this to do this is because I mean, we had this conversation not long ago. It was 2022 when I published my book. There's nothing that thrills me than seeing myself plowing back to my community, plowing back to Africa. And I think for us, it's the matter of recognizing and making sure that Africa is being heard as well. For so long, we haven't been. We were on the last bit of a level, and now I think it's time for Africa to shine. And as you can see, that Africa is shining, and we are those children who will make Africa to shine if we just unite and make sure that we just do as much as we could to help Africa, and to be fair, the whole world. But anyway, we have to start with Africa in order for the whole world to shine as well.
Indeed. Let me just quickly take you back to your childhood time, how you grow up, where you grow up, and life in South Africa. Can you tell us a bit about
that? Originally I'm from Soweto. That's where I was born and bred, and in Midlands. And I would say my childhood was very good. There's nothing I will fault on that, because I know sometimes people will be thinking that, oh, but you're from Soweto, there must be stories that you can tell us. Well, there is things that were happening in Soweto, obviously in a community, but I can assure you that I was one of those kids. And funny enough, I was thinking about it, that, when I think of Soweto, I think of my accomplishment. I think of it can be sweet and sour, but for me, I was that little princess that was always being protected. Mind you, I've never had a brother. I've got 5 sisters, but I can tell you that I had brothers outside of my household. So for me, it takes me to those memories, which the childhood was lovely, was brilliant. And I think it was more of being taught that because you're from Soweto, you need to work 2 times harder, because of how it's always been classified as it's a township, it's a rough township. But I can assure you that there are brilliant people who came from that community as well. So we are here saying that we want to be one of those community who is a role model to our young kids back in Africa.
Wow. What is your greatest fear when you are growing up as a child? What is your greatest fear? What scared you most?
I would say probably losing my mother. That's one thing that I would say I was scared of. I don't know why, but because being raised by a single parent, obviously, Um, I thought probably that will be the end of the world if I lose my mother. So it's always something that I was scared of. Other than that, there's nothing I would say I was scared of. Yes, things were happening in the community, like I'm saying, that you do see girls being I don't know if I can mention the name, but gender-based violence. Fortunately, I've never experienced those type of things, but I would say I know people who have experienced it, and I'm not saying that it never happened. But me being exposed again, working with Kulisa, where I was exposed working in prisons as well, with the juveniles, and we were facilitating workshops and working with the community, young kids, and which we call the program was diversion program, whereby you will be a big sister or a big brother to the minor offenders in order to put them on the right path. And I think there's so much healing that needs to happen in Africa as a whole, but specifically let me speak about South Africa. There is a healing that needs to happen. There's programs that needs to be put in place still, and yeah, and I think probably this is why I'm doing this, because for me, I always say that as much as we are empowering girls and women, which is rightfully so, but also we shouldn't forget the boy child. We shouldn't forget men as well, that they also need to be taught. And for the fact that we are in these spaces, I advocate more on the family strengthening a family. But what is it that you strengthen the family? When you strengthen the family, you don't strengthen the specific gender, but you strengthen everybody in the family, in the household, so that they will be able to go forward. I don't know if
Wow.
that makes sense. So for me, I would say I advocate a lot about the family strength, because that's what Africa is about. And when we take back that as Africans, I can guarantee you, Joshua, some of the things that are happening, we will see them decreasing. So I would say I'm on about that.
All right, let's pay attention more to our good story, and let's pay attention more to our good experience. So what is it like? What actually make you believe so much in Africa that even when you are in diaspora, you still want to be identified with Africa?
My God. The thing is, Joshua, when we are in Africa, in diaspora, we breathe Africa still. And for us, it's not a hashtag, like you wake up in the morning and hashtag I'm an African today, but it is the lifestyle that we grew up from, and that's what we know best. So for us to be able to know where we are heading, it's good to also know where you come from. And I believe that's what we are saying, or we are channeling with this pageant, to say, know where you come from. Charity begins at home, and with that we will know where we are heading.
Wow, I love that. Okay, let's quickly get some information before we continue. You can also take some breathe, because I know it's very hot where you are right now. So let's quickly speak to one or two people out there. Let's get one or two information. By the grace of God, this 4th of July is going to be a great celebration. It's on Friday, it's my birthday. I'm also inviting you to be part of the celebration as well.
Oh,
So it's going to be a great time. So let's quickly hear what one of the friends have for us before we continue. All right, please hold on.
okay.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Andrea, your first choice, your global voice, alumna of Les Brown, and the CEO of Press Play Plan Life According to You, LLC. This July 4th, America's birthday, I am spending a portion of it with a good friend of mine, a brother from another mother, Joshua Alawasan. from the African Portal, International TV and Radio, and I will be celebrating his life, his legacy, another chapter in his book with him. So stay tuned. Check it out. All the information is below. I cannot wait to see you there. Be safe, be well. I'll see you July 4th. Thank you. You asked, Africa. You believed. Now get ready to receive. I have customized packages for each and every one of you.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
Andre, she's a great woman. Andre Massen, she based in US and she's also working towards Africa to give back to Africa. So if you are in Africa, you want to be part of the great work she's doing in Africa, you can be in contact with the African Portal. She will be with me on my birthday, 12 o'clock South African time. We're going to be having conversation together. We're going to be talking about the opportunity that is available. Remember, this month we target to be the entrepreneurship mindset, and that is exactly what is going to happen the whole July. So we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship, how we can use that to make this continent become great continent. A lot of people believe in going to university, having certificates and looking for job. And we are changing the narrative, saying that you can also be boss. You can also create jobs. Let's stop complaining about there is no job. Let's start creating jobs. Let's start building our own empire. In America, there is a lot of billionaires in America. They have their own businesses. So we can also become successful when we have our own businesses. We understand that the atmosphere, the continent is not that friendly when it comes to that, but we can do it because we have all what it takes to do it. And at the same time, today we are going to be talking about it as well with Fundisiwe Dlamini, because she's one of the great women of our time. And there is an adage in Africa that says, empower women and the community will be a safe place to stay. And that is exactly what we are doing today. We believe so much that the key to take Africa to the next level is in the hand of our women. And that is why the African Portal will put it upon ourselves to always support promoting women in Africa. Yesterday, we have a lady with name Rose, all the way from Ethiopia, telling us about what she's doing. She says she's a journalist and doing well in Ethiopia. And today we have with us Fundisiwe Dlamini with us here in the studio, all the way from UK, and she's from South Africa but based in UK. All right, let's talk about the entrepreneurship mindset. What is this means to you, and how can we bring this down to this great continent, Africa?
I think for me, entrepreneurship, it's more of the branding as well. It goes hand in hand. For so long, I think in Africa, we've been given these ideas that we have to go to school to learn in order to work for somebody. So that's one thing that we also have to change, that mindset as well. I'm so glad that you have asked this question and you're putting this on the platform, my brother, because we need to change that mindset that we cannot be our own boss. We cannot be our own leaders. I would say, for example, for me, when I'm talking about entrepreneur and if I'm talking about being their own boss, let's start about working on the ground first before we can go further with obviously politics, government, leaders that we have in Africa. But let's do it ourselves first, and that's where comes. I believe you remember when you interviewed me regarding my book, and it was more about Ubuntu, and that exactly it's what I was talking about. That if we are collective and we respect each other, we could be able to go for the common goal. For instance, let's say, how about stimulating local economy? Because that's where it starts. We can't just go from here and then we say national. But for where you are right now, you said you're in Pretoria. For where you are, try to stimulate the local economy, which is making sure that you buy on the same shops around your area, and making sure that you have it's more like you're working together. Be proud of the product that comes from your area and support them. And with that, there's so much we can achieve.
Oh wow, I like that. And I have this slogan that I say that wear Africa, speak Africa, eat Africa. For us to have a great continent, I think those three things is very important. We need to buy from ourselves. We need to support ourselves. We need to unite. And like you mentioned, the Ubuntu, we have because you have. So when we bring this reality into our daily life, that give us a guideline. That's help us to build our own economy, because I think it's the right time that Africa needs to believe in themselves. Yes, the African Union is trying to do some certain things like free trade within Africa and all that, which is taking too long. But within ourselves as well, we should be able to live side by side without having ourselves, without looking down on ourselves, without disrespecting ourselves. I think these are the things that I think we need to firstly pay attention to, because consciously we are not really believing in ourselves. We believe in staying apart. We don't want to do anything with ourselves. We don't believe in having business together. I'm so excited that you are in South Africa. I'm in Nigeria. I live in South Africa. You live in UK. We've met several times. You are at my award, I think 2023. In something. So the time we start believing ourselves, we start raising ourselves. I think that is one of the solutions to some of the problems that we are facing. Yes, we understand that we have differences. Our language is not similar, and our look is not similar, and all that. But that is just by the way. What unites us is stronger than what is dividing us. The love is stronger than the hatred, but we are spreading more hatred within ourselves. The way the hatred is going within Africa is alarming, and that is why we are not growing. Our economy is not going. We complain every day about jobs, and I will be asking myself, with the kind of the weather we have in Africa, with the mineral resources we have in Africa, how come people poor in Africa? How poor people are complaining about no job in Africa? What is missing? I think what is missing is love. We don't love ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. And these are the things that is taking us back. And the Western are so happy about it because that is what they want. They don't want us to unite. Immediately you start talking about the unity of Africa, you become a threat to other part of the world, because they know that is in this unity of Africa that they can be able to fly. And that is why we concentrate more on women, because the great power to unite people is in the hand of women. And I thank you for that beautiful explanation that you just put in place right now. But let's talk about how we can empower the people in the community. Like you mentioned, that let's start with where we are. What do you think we need to do to empower people within the community?
Yes, just to add on what you've just said, my brother, about us not loving ourselves and the hatred that is around the continent. I would say, the bittersweet. I think Africans there was something that was lacking. Something was stopping us from healing, because we have never we have never said how we feel, how we felt, and we never identify our problems. We knew were our problems, but we have never identified them. And I would say that to see in the social media about, I would say, the beefing around, but for me, I said these are the times whereby we need to start putting them in the forum. We need to debate. We need to say how we feel, and in that space of time, we'll be able to get the solution and move forward. So without this conversation that that are happening now in Africa, we were not going to be able to move forward. That, okay, so what, Joshua? Now that we said you are this, and you just said I am like this, so what? What's the next step? And now that's what we're seeing that we will be resolving. It's just that we need to be very patient to ourselves, because what we have experienced, it was decades and decades. So we need to understand and be very, very patient about ourselves. We will get there. We can see that we will get there. We can see the brighter side. So now coming to the second question, sorry, that you've asked me about,
Yes.
how can we make sure that Africa is it's moving forward? I would say when it comes to business perspective, when I was talking about stimulating a local economy, I would probably just make maybe few points, like support local businesses and promote tourism around the area that you live in, and invest in infrastructure of Africa as well, and encourage entrepreneurship to the young ones who are still growing, because probably with us it's too late, but to the young ones that are still growing. And also hold career workshops and make people aware, just spread the information as well. There's one thing that I would say, since I'm in the diaspora out of Africa, there's one thing that I've just realized, which was very, very important for Africans to know. Being out of Africa, that's when you realize how much Africa is rich, how much Africa is so special. I can guarantee you, I've got a bucket list of the places that I want to visit in Africa. But when I was in South Africa, I never thought that I wanted to see those places. But now that I'm out and looking in the eyes of being outside that bubble, and that's when I realized that actually we are lucky as Africans. And this is the message that I would say that I want everyone who's listening today, and those who are still going to listen to this in future, to say, let's be patient with ourselves. We will get there.
Wow. Wow. Patience. Let's be patient with ourselves. We'll get there. All right. That is just by the way. I still have a lot of things that I think we need to celebrate. Our culture, our music, the beauty of our great continent, Africa, our women, and also the great thing about us, our intelligence, because we are so intelligent and we have a lot of things that we need to give to the parts of the world as well. Look at the country like China. They use the population they have to better their country, and also China become one of the great country of the world. And I believe that we have that as well in Africa. We have the numbers, we have the mineral resources, we have the intellectuals, we have the smart people in Africa. And I believe all this thing is the yardstick that we need to use to grow this great continent that we are in. All right, let's talk about this again. You are finalist. So what's going to happen? When is it going to be the final? When are we going to see you receiving the crown? When is it coming?
Oh, I'm taking that, my brother. Thank you very much for receiving the crown. Whoever is going to be the winner, I can guarantee you that I've met such tremendously beautiful kings and queens, because it's not only Mrs. Africa, but we will also be doing Mr. Africa UK as well. So I would say whoever is going to get that crown, man, I know that I can guarantee that they will be doing amazing job as well. But like you said, that so basically what is going to happen is we are having the grand finale, which is going to be in September, the 13th of September, and the tickets are selling now. For it's more going to be like an extravaganza kind of gala dinner. It's going to be brilliant. So much culture, so much involved music, oh god, entertainment galore. So on that day, that's when it's gonna be the grand finale of whoever. But the nicest part is that when we say this is an empowerment, it's not gonna stop there. in September on the grand finale. After that, we're still continuing with whatever that we are designed to do. For instance, our charity, and then we also have to have a sponsors as well, who are sponsoring our journey, and and thank you, my brother, as well, for letting me being in your podcast or your radio as well. That is also helpful. It's more like a sponsor, kinda. So,
I know. And the great thing is that it sounds like a long walk to freedom, like Mandela walking out of. That is how it sounded. I was thinking it's just like a few months thing, but I say that it's a long thing. It's something that is big. So how long have you been in this?
You mean the pageant? The pageant?
Yes. How long have you been in it?
Oh, the pageantry has started this year. Is it 2025? I think we've started around about April. Obviously, you had to submit the application form, and they had to select the finalists. We also had the Sash Day, which happened in June. In July, first week of July, whereby we were given the Sash, which is right here, which is what I can show. I'm not sure if it was even showing, but now I'm sure
it's showing. We can see it. If you want to stand up so that people can see it.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can stand, but yes.
All right. Yes. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Yes. So we had the sash. The sash is just to make sure that, we just out there. It's more like a PR. It's more like making sure people know what are we doing and what are we all about. So yeah, that is the journey, and there is still going to be more of a journey after this, and I'm grateful for it.
All right. What is the organizer? What are they intended to achieve by doing this?
You mean the Africa?
The organizer of this detergent. What are they looking forward to achieve, and what is the idea behind it? To promote Africa or to bring Africa together?
That's one of the things, bringing Africa together. And I believe the other thing is to empower. It's an empowerment. Because we also have the seminars that we do like online, whereby they empower you how to take care of your brand. What is empowerment? What, all these leadership programs and leadership trainings that we also do along the journey. So I think for them, the most important thing, I'm talking on behalf of them, it will be empowerment, obviously, and making sure that Africa is great again.
Wow. I love that. I love that. My excitement about this is that you are the finalists, you are there, you are raising the banner, you are making sure that South Africa is well represented, and I'm so excited about that. All right, let's talk about the journey. Is it difficult? Is it something easy to join, or is it difficult? What are the processing?
Joining is not difficult. I think it's just more the same as other pageant application form, and also you have to also have a personal statement, and just show what is it that you're bringing in the table as well. Because I believe that it's not just only that, oh, I'm gonna get there, wear the sash, and they're just gonna see how I move, how I look. But it's also about how are you getting involved with Africa or with diaspora? What is it that you're doing? So you basically need to be active as well in order to show that this is what I can do and this is what I'm bringing in the table after the whole thing, and how do we move on?
Wow, I love that. I love the fact that this is one of the ways to connect you back to your roots. It's one of the ways to make sure that you also believe in where you are coming from. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. All right, after this, what do you planning to do with this? And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with this?
When you asked me 2022, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? There's one thing that I always knew is to work with the community, is to work with people. That's one thing that I always see myself working on. In the next 5 years, I don't know what I will be. Who am I going to be? But one thing that I can say is that I will be working with people. I will be working with community.
Wow. Wow. I love that. And I'm assuring you that in the next 5 years, you are going to be great. You are going to achieve more. You are going to be voice. You are already voice for the voiceless and the face for the faceless. But you're going to do more for your community, and you're going to make your community proud. I'm believing that people are watching us in Soweto. People are watching us in your hometown in KwaZulu-Natal. People are watching us around South Africa. They are so proud of the great work you are doing in the UK. And congratulations for that as well. I'm so excited about it. And I'm so happy that I'm part of your beautiful story. And I'm part of the great work that you are doing out there, raising the banner high. And times such as this, it's time to look to you in the face and say, well done for the great work you are doing globally, and well done for being the voice for the voiceless and the face for the faceless. Keep it up, keep doing the great work you are doing, and I'm believing that in times to come, I will still communicate with you. We're still going to come back and have the great time together and also put you on the spotlight. All right, let me just quickly put this in the spotlight, because I believe a lot of people will like to know what's keep you going. Where do you derive the drive? Where do you get the inspiration?
The inspiration, I would say my family, and the supporting structure, which is my family and obviously my husband, who obviously there's some of the things that I won't be able to do, but because of he's also supporting me, then I've got that courage as well. And I think at the end of it is just when you wake up, knowing who you are and knowing what you want to achieve. And maybe when you see what is happening in Africa and being out of that bubble, it makes you want to do more, and you can't turn a blind eye. I think that's what is pushing me. When I see everything, whether it's social media, whether it's television, whether it's something that I hear from somebody, my heart always sink. And I think that's my inspiration, that we need to work on putting it back, putting it forward to others.
All right, everyone, I have with me in the studio Fundisiwe Dlamini, the finalist, one of the great women, and she's doing great in UK, and she's one of the beautiful women from Africa. And I want to say to everyone listening to us, thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of this great time. Fundisiwe, if I may ask, what exactly that you have learned in this that is new to you, or the knowledge that you have gained that you have never seen it before? Is there anything new that you have learned so far in this?
Definitely. First thing, empowerment, my brother. Never think that you are empowered. It's enough. It's never going to be enough. Every single time, you get more information, you learn from others. So that is just an ongoing thing. Being empowered, it's an ongoing thing. I would also say, funny enough, working on social media, I was never an Instagram person. I was more on Facebook and probably TikTok, but now this has put me into sport of working on the Instagram. I remember not long ago, there's something I couldn't do on Instagram, and I had to ask my coach, and say, you know what, I want to do this. I don't even a clue what am I doing on this. And then she guided me. She said, no, it's okay. But then I realized that in my years and knowing that we also have social media, but then there are some of the things that you've just learned. I was so happy when she told me that, oh no, just press this and press that and press that. And I was so excited about it. It was like, oh my God, I've learned something. We were laughing about it. And yeah, I would say that it's just those little things that you're thinking that you know, then you just realize that, oh my God, I don't know actually. And not only that as well, and it has pushed me and challenged me to be out there. It has just taken me out of my comfort zone. So that's another thing that I would say that I have learned about myself.
All right, everyone, celebrate this great finalist, this great woman of our time on the African Portal Radio. Before I let you go, what is it that is happening in the world that you are not happy about? You want it to stop now. And what is it that is happening in the world that you are happy about it? You want it to continue?
The word as in the word or in the world?
In the world. What is happening right now that you are not happy about it? Each and every time you hear it, you are not happy about it. You want it to stop now. And what is it that is happening that you are happy about it? You want it to continue?
Oh God, I would say, I think the only thing that I can just say is that Africans should know who they are, and Africans should just bring peace more than anything. We are one of the continents that has been known of the violent and everything, but I would say that Africa, look forward. There's no one who's stopping this train that we are in right now. So I would say Africa continue to advocate for peace.
All right. A lot of people saying that we are not talking much about what is happening in Middle East between the Israel, Palestinians, and Iran. Do you want that to stop at the moment?
Look, I mean, what we're seeing happening, it's very sad. And at the end of the day, we're talking about just ordinary people who are suffering. The ground is the one that is suffering, not the leaders who are suffering. So I think for me as well, if I'm in that position as Miss Africa UK, is just to advocate and just to, just to say our views of how we want this to stop. It's hurting to see all the kids in Gaza crying, and you see a child holding on to their parents who are no longer, and you ask yourself that, how will I feel if it was my child? Especially coming from South Africa, which is one of the countries that had some apartheid going on. And when you see those pictures, it takes you back, and videos, it takes you back that, will I want to see my child suffering like that? So I think we need to bring peace amongst ourselves in Africa first, and then we can also be able to advocate for the world.
So are you happy with the social media? Are you happy with technology? Are you happy with the improvement that is taking place through the technology? Do you want us to continue?
I know that there is positive and negative side of IT, of technology, especially with the artificial intelligence. I know we are going to the fourth industrial revolution. There is good with it and there is bad with it, but I would say probably we focus on the positive of it. Yes, the positive is that today we tend to be talking. I'm in the UK, you are in Africa, and we are able to connect. So the connect is the most fundamental thing, positive thing that ever happened with the IT. And then I would say probably the negative side of it is just that we have to be able to preserve the traditional as well, so that we wouldn't just put everything out there to AI. We also have to be able to preserve. The reason why I wrote my book was also part of preserving the reading, traditional reading, and traditional writing. So we shouldn't also be forgetting about that. We also have to put that on board together with together with the artificial intelligence. So
wow, One of the things that I didn't mention when we started the program is to let people know that you are also author. She author a book, and also the book is still available and is doing well. You can see, I love it, The Pilgrim from God. So that is one of the book that you need to look forward to. Do you want to tell us a bit about your book before we say goodbye?
Um, sorry. So my book, it's just a quotation book. I've written the quotes in there. The reason why I made it a quote, it's because I wanted to make sure that people get to discuss and people have to engage. And what I'm seeing, that's why I'm saying I'm happy to see that Africans are engaging on social media. What is it that they like? What is it that they don't like? And these are these are the topics, or these are the whole ideas that we wanted to see it happening. We wanted to see people starting to engage and find resolutions and find solutions as well. So my book is about Ubuntu, how we go back to the concept of Ubuntu, which is more the fundamental of it. It's respect. If I respect you, you respect me. I mean, we are our brothers' keepers. So it's all about taking us back the legacy of who we are as Africans as well, and how we move forward together, as much as we are unique, because we are not the same in a way, but we are unique in our different ways. We come in different shades and different tones and different shapes, and different languages. We are so complex, but we have to find the common ground. And the common ground is, if I respect you, Joshua, of your views, that means there won't be quarrel, because I respect you, even though I don't agree with it, but I will respect you. That's what matters. So I think this book, it's mainly to take us back on how important it was that our creator made sure that we love each other through respect and through kindness. So I'm trying to bring that back again to our generation as the legacy.
Wow. Wow. One of the things that stood up for me on this conversation is that you are making sure that you keep the reality of who we are and South Africa, and also at the same time making sure that we don't lose our originality in the midst of the technology and the civilization that is happening. Because one of the great things that happened to the world is the civilization. But in the midst of the civilization, we don't need to lose our originality, our who we are, the Ubuntu, our culture, our core culture. We don't need to lose them. And also, we don't need to look down on ourselves. We should respect ourselves, because respect is reciprocal. If I respect you, should be able to respect me. Even though we may not have the same view, or our view may differ, but that doesn't stop us not to respect ourselves. And that is one of the things that I believe that we need to embrace and also celebrate within ourselves. Before I say goodbye, our topic for this month is entrepreneurship mindset. And that mindset is what we are trying to duplicate and what we are trying to let people embrace. You can do it. Start little and grow with it. Don't wait until when you become a billionaire before you enjoy life. Start now and grow with it. And that is the message that is coming to you all the way from here in Pretoria, South Africa, the African Porter. And I have with me in the house Fundisiwe Dlamini, Mrs. UK EIE, and also 2025 finalist. She's here with me in the studio. And I'm so excited, and also congratulations for this great achievement, and congratulations for your wedding as well. I remember I saw the picture somewhere last year. Congratulations, and also congratulations to your husband. Thank you very much for coming out to be part of this program. I believe when I call you again, you will love to be here.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I believe when I call you again, you will love to be here.
Oh my God, anytime, anytime. You know, when I come to South Africa, my brother, I also do say that I will be coming to South Africa. Definitely would love to come back. And I think it will be about the progress of after the whole thing. How did I find it and what is my way forward? So yes, definitely I would. I would love to. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much for coming out to the part of this program. I really appreciate it. Let me allow you to go now. I will see you again by the grace of God. And also, as the thing is unfold, as we are seeing your achievement on this, we will also be celebrating you and also putting you on the spotlight. But before I go, I want to put you on the hot seat. I think it's important I put you on the hot seat. Let's quickly look at the issue that is very important and that is very important to life. Let's talk about how we can sustain our language. I think that is very important. And that is the aspect I want to put you on the spotlight. I want you to kuluma. Kuluma, let the people know that truly, 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 you are from South Africa. I give you 1 minute to kuluma. I want to see if maybe you will be say M. Please, kuluma.
Sanibonani. Kusho ukuthi kuzofanele ungitshele ukuthi ufuna ngikhulume ngithini ngoba ngeke ngikwazi, kodwa nje ngizothanda ukubonga kuwo wonke umuntu ongilalele namhlanje. Ngithi ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngibonge nakuwe futhi mfowethu Joshua. Ungadinwa futhi nangomuso futhi siyabonga kakhulu ngokuthamela umsakazo namhlanje.
Wow. Wow. All right, everyone. If you don't understand anything in what she says, Siyabonga Kakulu means thank you very, very much. And also in my language, you say Eshe Lopo. And that is it. That is Africa. We celebrate African language. Eat Africa. Speak Africa. Wear Africa. The growth of Africa is in our hand. We are celebrating Mandela month. I'm born in the month of July. I think great people born in the month of July. Most of the great people I say, I'm not sure which month you are born. I'm just talking about myself.
No, it's January, January the finest.
All right, that is lovely. That is lovely. But I believe that this July is the month of Mandela's month, that we are celebrating the life of the great man Mandela, and also we're going to be giving our own time as well to celebrate this great man, Nelson Mandela. And also, I want to say happy birthday to everyone born in the month of July. God bless you all. Have a great time.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, King Charles as well. King Charles.
Exactly. He's born in July.
Yeah. So I think July is for the leaders. I'll give you that, my brother. But when it comes to the elite people, then come for January.
I agree with you completely. I agree with you. And I'm so excited because this is more interesting, more relaxing, and also it's not only conversation, it's also the time to laugh, it's also the time to smile, it's also the time to face the reality. And thank you very much for coming out to celebrate this great month with us and also to be part of this great topic. Entrepreneurship mindset is very important, and that is what is going to gain momentum on the African portal for this month. With that, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right, everyone. This is where we're going to be drawing the curtain. Thank you to everyone that have connected to us, and thank you to everyone that be part of this great movement. I really appreciate every single one of you. This is African Portal Radio TV International. Africa is our business. We believe so much in Africa. I was scorned yesterday that I didn't speak more about what is going on in Middle East, the problem going on in Israel, between Israel and Palestine, and also Iran. We also stand with them, and also we send our condolences to everyone that have lost their life in that unrest. And we are calling on the African leader to find a permanent solution to this problem. We cannot be talking about this thing is generic, is historical and all that. Let's bring peace. Let the peace reign in Middle East. We call for peace and ceasefire in Middle East. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate your time. And thanks to my guest, Fundisiwe Dlamini, all the way from UK, finalist of Mrs. Also, she's one of the great women. Outside of that, I respect her. I respect her view. She's author. She has published a book. I believe the second one is coming very soon. And I'm looking forward to have the second one on my table. With that, thank you all. Have a great day and God bless you. Bye for now.